Hey guys, it's Hannah here, and today I have my first in my declutter series for you. This is going to be a short one because it is base, like complexion products. My plan is to separate these into complexion, coloured cheek, eyes and lips. My complexion section is quite small because I am pretty happy with where I'm at with my complexion products at the moment, so there's not a whole lot of decluttering happening here. I have already filmed it and I was going to give you the numbers, but I have forgotten. Sorry, you will have to wait for my end of year inventory to get my numbers for that. But I think for the rest of them I will give you my numbers at the end. So the only thing I didn't film is setting sprays, and that's because I am very happy with my setting sprays, basically. Except for one that I should probably focus on. But in terms of setting spray, I have a full-size MAC Fix Plus. It is almost finished and I have a backup. I love this stuff. I also have a Baby Fix Plus, which I will take with me when I go overseas, and then that will be gone. I have the MAC Fix Plus Stay Over. I'm trying to pan this, just kind of focus on it. It's not in my project pan, but I don't love this, so it is happy to be panned. And then two of my favourites, the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Setting Spray, and my newest and one I'm really liking, the Milk Pore Eclipse Matte Setting Spray. Really like both of those. What I do think I need to focus on next year is my Tatcha Satin Skin Mist. So I have had this for ages and I've just not used it, and it just sits there like this in its pretty box and I don't use it. So I'm going to make it a goal to use this next year so that I can actually use it up. But I'm not going to declutter it because it's fancy and I want to use it. So those are my setting sprays. You're going to watch primer, foundation, concealer and powder. As I said, not a whole lot being decluttered, but if you are interested in seeing my base collection, just stay watching. Sorry, before we get into the declutter, I do need to go in with a disclaimer. These products get sanitized and then given to my sister or friends. That is it, unless they are very old and need to go in the bin. If you don't want to declutter your collection, that's totally fine. I just like to keep it under control. I have done quite a bit of shopping lately and I know what's coming into my collection, and I don't like my collection to be excessively overwhelming, so I try and keep it under control. Yeah, this is how I do it. I do use up a lot of products. I project pan, as I said. And I will mention this at the end of the video, most of my complexion products stay because I can pan them quite easily. So I very much use your makeup, but if there's too much of it that you're not going to use, then that's when you declutter. So yeah, hope you enjoy. Alright, so primers is a really boring place to start, but it's the first place to start. I am not going to get rid of any primers. I have 5. I'm currently working on panning this Laura Mercier Pure Canvas primer. But otherwise, this is my holy grail. I really love the Milk Pore Eclipse and the First Aid Beauty Pores Be Gone for summer. And I'm still testing out the Wet n Wild Primer Essence. So nothing's going to really happen there. I'm going to start with 5 and I'm going to end with 5. And sorry, that's a really boring start to this declutter. Foundation is probably also going to be quite a boring category. I've been working really hard on panning foundation this year, which only ended up being 2 liquids and a powder, but still. In terms of foundations, there's really only 2 that I am happy to declutter. And the first is the Tom Ford Traceless Soft Matte Foundation. I I don't love how this sits on my skin. It's a very expensive foundation. I'm very glad I bought it on a discount. I bought it at corporate. But I just don't reach for it. And I have other matte foundations I prefer. So I'm going to pass that one along. And I'm also going to pass along the Color FX Custom Cover Drops in N1. This is a repurchase. I have used a full one of these up before, but I just don't use it in my routine. It's not something that I need. It's not something I use anymore, so happy to let that go. I'm currently panning my Power fabric, so that's going to stay. My NARS Soft Matte is kind of my fullest coverage mixed with whatever I want to get a good full coverage long wear. L'Oreal Infallible is kind of my replacement for my Shiseido Synchro Skin. Makeup Forever I haven't used enough. MAC I haven't used enough. My lightening and darkening drops aren't going anywhere. Love the One Size. Love the It and the Laura Mercier together. This one. This is my backup of the Too Faced Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation. Now, they don't make this anymore, which is why I'm hesitant to let it go. So I think I'm going to keep it around just and see. I'm actually going to put it in my drawer to try this coming year. It's been in my backup drawer. It hasn't actually been in with my collection. So there's that. So I'm going to put that actually in my drawer to use. And that'll be my foundations. Hopefully this one I will get through pretty quickly, and then I can start working on some more to get some use on. Another section we're not going to see much change in, because the only concealer I wanted to declutter, I decluttered end of September, I think, and that was the Charlotte Tilbury Radiant because it had glitter in it. So I've got my two correctors, Bobbi Brown corrector stick in light bisque and the Sigma corrector duo in fair light to medium. We have the NARS Radiant Creamy, which I'm currently panning. Maybelline Eraser, which will probably be the next one I pan. LYS Triple Fix, NYX Bear With Me, and Hourglass Vanish. 3 full-size concealers, one that's more than half empty, and 2 minis, one of which I'm panning, is totally fine with me. I've used up 3 concealers this year, so I'm totally happy having this many and not decluttering any. Alright, starting to get somewhere where it's a little bit tricky. So for powders, keeping in mind I still have a very large Sephora order that I have placed that I will not be getting until I'm in the States. So, powders. I have a lot, and I also have an unopened Peach Perfect powder. This I'm going to get rid of because I still have heaps of mine, and I have so many powders. I'm going to declutter this one. And I think I'm also going to declutter the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Powder Foundation. This is too light for me to use as a powder foundation. And while I really like the formula, I love the One Size powder foundation as a powder foundation, and I really like the Pure as a powder foundation. So I don't think I need to keep this one. If you know, I didn't love the One Size powder, but I think it's something that I could quite easily pan next year. So I'm not going to declutter it, but I'm going to target it to pan. I love all my other loose powders, and yes, I'm keeping the Baby Laura Mercier because it is fantastic. These two I don't really have opinions on yet. I'm trying to get my opinions on the NARS Soft Matte Powder at the moment. And then the L'Oreal Infallible is quite light, so I need to wait until probably winter to test that one out. But I love the One Size and the Pure as powder foundations. I'm panning the Dior under my eyes at the moment, and then I love those loose, except for the One Size, which I'll pan next year. So that's going to be it for powder. Alright, so those were my base declutters. Again, not a lot of movement there, but I'm pretty happy with how I've been able to pan down my collection. And base products in particular I find quite easy to pan, so I find it easier just to pan it rather than to clutter it in most cases, hence why most things have stayed where they are. But if you did enjoy this video, do give it a thumbs up. Click subscribe. As I said, I've got 3 more videos in this series coming out over December. So hope you stay tuned for that. And let me know, are you decluttering this time of year? If you are, how are you going? If not, all good. Totally up to you. But I'd love to chat to you in the comments. And I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.